go. And self-esteem. And build a team. With my people. But I don't know.
Okay, y'all. So this conversation gonna get real deep. Maybe a little rated R at this point. What I want to say is this conversation is not about performing to the point where you are in a marriage or a relationship that you are genuinely happy in. I'm happy for you. That's not what I said in my post. My post specifically said that I am happy that for me, nobody has ever proposed to me or I was in a marriage that I eventually regretted, because come to find out, they never really genuinely liked me. I was a rebound. I was their second choice, maybe their third choice. I wasn't a soulmate. I was probably a karmic relationship, to the point where they jumped in that situation and they genuinely didn't want to be with me, per se. I'm not saying that marriages don't require work. They don't require you to be humbled and work on that marriage or that relationship. I never said that. That is common sense. That is something that I think genuinely anyone should be working on. What I said was, I don't want to be a rebound. Don't let me be a rebound. I don't want to be that rebound. I don't want to be that person that's your second choice. Yes, in this lifetime, we have more than one soulmate. Some of my soulmates are my friends. But I don't want to be that 100 soulmate that you are with, knowing damn well you wanted to be with that 99 soulmate. You feel me? Because that 99 soulmate, or whoever the case may be, genuinely is somebody that you originally wanted to be with. So because you couldn't be with that person, or whatever the case may be, of course we have to settle or accept the next soulmate. But originally it was that first soulmate, that second, third, fourth, whatever, all the way to 100. In this lifetime, you're going to meet different soulmates, a lot of relationships. That's great. What I'm saying too is that don't play with me. I'm a good person. If you know you want to be single and someone else out there is better for you, go be with that person. Or tell me that and we can date, versus me being delusional. Oh, this is my girlfriend. We're together 3, 4, 5 years, when really I'm a placeholder. I'm someone that, yeah, so some people may be placeholders. I'm not saying that you are. I'm just saying some people may be placeholders. Some people thought about, like, okay, in my last relationship, I would have said yes to that marriage, but coincidentally, it didn't work out. And you're thanking the Lord. Thank God that marriage didn't work, or that marriage proposal didn't work. That relationship didn't work. Because once you look back on it, some people, when you ask them, okay, you in this relationship, you in this 2 or 3 year, 4 year, 5-year relationship, that's not somebody that you wanted to marry. And I'm talking for people who want to get married. I'm not talking for those who say, I just want to be single. Marriage is not my thing. That's fine. It's not for you. But if you want to be married and you're sitting here 2, 3, 4, 5, 10 years, and then you see that person, y'all break up after, let's say, 10 years, and they meet someone within 3 weeks or a month, and they marry that person. Hello. You were a placeholder, maybe. You were the second choice, maybe. That's all that I am saying here. I don't want that. I don't want someone to just be with me and I am a rebound. I'm their placeholder. I'm their second, third choice. That's really all I'm saying. I don't know how some of these relationships are, but if someone wants to ping me and say, how do you know? Look, you could look on social media and see some people posting anonymous about their relationship, their marriage, their situation, And then my comment to them, like, why are you with that person? They deserve to be with somebody that's gonna keep it real with them and tell them, like, look, I'm hurt. I don't want to be in this. Just say that. That's all I'm really saying. Now you're dragging out this 4 or 5 year relationship on something that you really don't fucking want to be in the first place. You know? Keep it real with people. Life is too short to not being honest, truthful, what you want, what your desires really are. Stop doing that. And that's really all I was saying. So, performance can be something as simple as trying to make a relationship work, knowing like, damn, okay, I'm in this relationship. The honeymoon faded. Now I'm thinking like, oh, I don't know if I really want to be with this person. When you really should have just said, you know what, I don't think this is working. Now you're stuck. Now you in a 10-year relationship. You want to be married, but you're sitting there not being honest about what you genuinely want. That's what my post was about. You know what I'm saying? It's not to trigger anyone, but if it triggers, then it is what it is. That's on you. That's not on me. But that's why I specifically said a soulmate doesn't have to necessarily be somebody that is romantically linked to you. They could be someone like family, parents, friends, that person you met at the gas station. Soulmate can be someone that's aligned with your soul. Doesn't mean it could be an intimate relationship. I have plenty soulmates that are linked to me. Doesn't mean that I wanted to be with them in a romantic, intimate relationship. If a soulmate don't work out or a karmic relationship don't work out, yes, your soulmate is going to be a next one in rotation. But what I'm saying is that whoever you're with, long as you love that person and you are happy, that's the key goal. Too many people out here are unhappy in a situation, knowing damn well they're in a karmic situation. As an example, when their soulmate is out there, but they're afraid to be with their soulmate, whatever the case may be. And you're trying to tell yourself a story or a fantasy about what it could or shouldn't be, but it is what it is. You know what I mean? I'm just saying, be real with yourself, be real with your truth. Tell that person, be honest with that person. The truth will set you free. That's it. It's being honest with your wants and your needs and just telling that person, I'd rather date 20 people than be in one relationship where I know I don't want to be in, but I'm being in that because of the sake of to keep my family together, my marriage together, the kids together. You know, keep it real with yourself. That causes diseases. That's another topic. That's going to cause like something in your body, you know, disease or whatever the case, because you're lying to yourself. You're not being truthful or what you really want and what your needs really are. And that's all that I'm saying. I'm not singling people out, nor do I don't know what's going on in certain people relationships. But for some, yeah, they do be in my DMs, but that's besides the point. It doesn't mean that they love their spouse any less. It just means like, hey, what's going on? The reason why you're fantasizing about someone else. Because if that's really someone you truly want and want to be with, why are you fantasizing about somebody else? That's not for me to prove. That's for you. That's for you to prove. I'm not with you. I'm single. Who are you trying to prove that to? Yourself. Think about it and be open and honest, because that's the sad thing, to live this life and not really be authentically yourself. Hey, look, I respect poly relationships because at least they honest. You know what I'm saying? Look, I like multiple people. Yep. And like I said, if you know you like your ass ate from behind and you with somebody that got a problem with that, regardless of what it is, get you a new motherfucker, get you a new nigga, get you a new bitch, get you something. Don't be lying to them about your needs and then be crying in these groups or to your friends and to your family. Like, oh, this person don't like sexual this and that. That's your fault. You wasn't being real with them. You wasn't being real about your wants or your needs. So that's kind of where I was coming from with that. Don't let that shit find me. Be real with me. I'm gonna be honest with you. Because life is too short to have anything less than what you want and what you really, really deserve. And who gives a fuck, like, if somebody judge you? Why y'all still worried about how someone think and view what you need? There's so many topics that I can piggyback on regarding to this, but I'm just saying, I literally made a simple Facebook post that said, don't let that shit find me. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people being unhappy, marriages and relationships, and performing. Google what performing is. You're unhappy, you're performing, you're trying to be chosen, you're trying to like force yourself onto this person, you're not feeling the vibe. What I said in my last video, that person ain't fucking with you, they don't want you, and you're still like thinking you can overperform for them to get them to want you. You don't have to do all of that. You don't gotta like buy expensive gifts and all this other shit to get that person to like you more. If they fuck with you, they gonna fuck with you regardless of who you are. If you know you want something and they ain't doing that shit, if you're comfortable and you happy, then that's all really that matters, to be honest. Long as you happy. I think that's the goal, right? What you trying to convince somebody else about your happiness for? You happy, you happy. You know what I'm saying? That's really it. Be happy with what you're doing. But sexual acts, that's important too. For those. Y'all know what I'm talking about. That's going to be another video. But I'm just piggybacking off of that right now. You know what I'm saying? Get what you want. Get what you deserve. Get what you feel you need and satisfied with. And it doesn't have anything specifically to do with anybody. You can search social media and groups and everything else, whatever. You know, listen, I don't want to. Y'all know what it is. Y'all old enough to know what it is. Be real with yourself and be truthful, and that's going to help you elevate and really have satisfaction out of this lifetime. I just want to be honest with somebody, and I'd rather be single dating 20 people than in a relationship that don't really want me and they want somebody else. That's it, and that's all. Period.